Just 2 weeks remain in the high school football regular season, and big stakes for the taking here in Week 9, where Crestview playing for their playoff lives against a Western Reserve squad trying to stay in the Firelands Conference title race. Live and free coverage of the Rough Riders and Cougars kicks off under the lights right here in Olivesburg. Coming up next.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
We all need help sometimes dealing with everything life throws at us. As outdoorsmen, spending time in nature, hunting, fishing, and cooking with the buddies we love are great ways to reset and decompress. Man Therapy is a platform designed for men, by men, to help us sort through stress, anxiety, depression, or any other puzzles we're dealing with. Get a rundown of how you excel and where you can improve your mental health by taking Man Therapy's 20-point head inspection. It's free, it's anonymous, and it could be your first step towards becoming a happier, healthier man. Learn more at mantherapy.org.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Let's go. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now. Friday night lights. Get hype, it's Friday night. Friday night lights. Get hype, here we go now.
We welcome you inside of the 89 Homes pre-game show, where they are building homes and earning trust since 1979. Plenty on the line here in Week 9 for both Crestview and Western Reserve, each hoping to improve their playoff positioning by scoring a major victory here tonight. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Scott Bailey Memorial Field. My name is Brian Skowronski. I will be on the call tonight for this Firelands Conference rivalry. Each of them meeting as the leaves start to turn here in Olivesburg, both in need of a win in this rivalry as the regular season is starting to come to a close. Tell you about the journey so far here for these Rough Riders. 6 victories and coming off of a blowout win over South Central in their home finale. They'll be on the road here over their next 2. They've outscored Firelands opponents 164-42 outside of Monroeville, and you see the score there, 48-0. That's actually the only team they've played all season long that boasts a winning record. Offensively, though, this team's been pretty darn good. 28-plus points in 6 of their 8 games. So expect them to come out here tonight and drop at least 3 or 4 tutties on the road. Certainly, though, if they want to win, and they need to get it done here. You see ranked 7th right now in the region in Division 6, number 22. Our player spotlight tonight, we are going with the best dual threat quarterback in the Firelands Conference so far this season, junior slanger Hayden Keith. He has twice as many pass yards as the second leading passer in the league, that being Hayden Kuhn, who we're going to see here tonight. He's also the 3rd leading rusher in the conference, 26 total touchdowns. So this dude has big play ability every time he steps out onto the football field. Very much looking forward to seeing him here in person tonight with my own eyes for the first time this campaign. Land of the free, home of the Cougars. That's what Crestview's going to come charging through, as right now it's actually Western Reserve that's out onto the football field, taking over on the sideline as they get ready for action here against this opponent. Crestview looking to bounce back from a heartbreaker at St. Paul last week, who scored with just 26 seconds remaining to knock them off. An incredibly tough non-conference schedule for the Cougars early on in the season. A 19-4 overall record for those 3 opponents. But since that 0-4 start, they've outscored their last 4 opponents 163-22, and that includes that 16 points that they allowed to St. Paul last week. So they're a game-winning touchdown pass in the final seconds away from a 4-game win streak coming in here to tonight. So Crestview, definitely got to throw out that 3-5 overall record that they have right now, because they're a much better football team than that would indicate. Just played some really great teams at the beginning of the season. Monroeville, they're first in the Firelands as well. So it was tough sledding for the Cougs to get things started. Focus the spotlight here on Mr. Tyson Ringler, the senior wide receiver and safety, has played a big role on the varsity over the last 3 years. Offers a reliable target in the passing game, the most sure tackler on the team. He's a captain, a proven leader, and he is leading his squad out onto the field right now. Look for him to be the most consistent threat that Crestview has on both sides of the football as they bust through, and they're just about ready to get things underway here in their military garb. The only time this season that they are going to boast these uniforms. Super cool here on Military Appreciation Night. So how does Crestview get it done here at home tonight? My keys to victory for the Cougars, I'm going with explosive plays. You got to be able to alleviate the offense of those long drives where they've got to run it 8, 9, 10 times. Have some big-time plays. Hook up with Ringler, maybe Carter Goon. We've seen Nolan Moore sometimes in the passing game get loose. And then don't get gashed. Minimize the big gains over on the other side. And really try to keep Western Reserve in check. Force them to have some long, sustained drives. If that's going to be the case for them, you certainly like Crestview to come out and show out here at home tonight. And over on the other side, for those kids in the white and blue uniforms, the Rough Riders gotta force some turnovers, capture some momentum here on the road. The best way to do it and shut down a noisy home crowd is to take the ball away when they have it on offense. And then some early down success. It allows for an open playbook. Hayden Keith, he can sling it. Talked about his numbers so far on the season. Be very successful on 1st and 2nd down. If you pick up maybe 6-7 yards and you've got a 2nd and 3, those are the best times to hit an opponent with play action and then go for a big gain. That will put a bow here on our 89 Homes pregame show as Western Reserve has it teed up, and we are all set for high school football action on the OH Report, your source for Crestview Cougars sports. It'll be a short kick, taken at about the 35-yard line, and it'll be excellent field position coming up here for the Cougars and Liam Kuhn. Kuhn on the season completing 54% of his passes. Only 105 yards per game. I think that's been a surprise to a lot of folks in and around the area, coming in off of an All-Ohio season, and especially with some of the weapons that they have. Looks like Aiden Raymer getting the start in the backfield. And they'll hit him a little counter strike here. Spins out of first would-be tackler and brings it out near midfield. So excellent start here for Crestview offensively as they'll set up a second down and short. And I was just talking about what that could do for the Rough Riders offensively here tonight. Same can be said, of course, I think, for Crestview. Try to get the defense on their heels and get yourself into some manageable situations here like they have on a second and short. But a penalty and a false start here against the Cougars. See if we can identify it on our Shakley Mechanical replay. Yeah, no question. It's Ringler here on the near side, flanked out wide. And he'll back him up 5 yards. So what was about to be a second down and 4 now turns to 9 yards. Cougars have been pretty good about not committing bad penalties throughout the course of the season as they'll fake the jet sweep. They put it in the hands of Kuhn. Might have been a busted play. Didn't really look like it turned out the way that Crestview wanted it to. 46th carry of the year for Liam Kuhn. And this one only goes for maybe about a yard. So bring third down and long into the equation for the Cougars offense. So they'll break the huddle here. 2 wide. They'll flank out pro formation up to the top of your screen. Rough Riders with just 3 down linemen. They'll bring a little bit of heat. Kuhn rolls to the right, and he's got a completion. It's a Home and Kitchen Supply first down and the first of the game for Crestview, and no surprise as the player spotlight. Tyson Ringler with his 27th grab of the year and getting closer to the 400-yard mark on the season. Just such a reliable threat in the passing game. Sure-handed kid, great athlete, and just overall a solid presence for this Crestview team. He's had an awesome career here for the Cougars. Big sophomore year, stepped it up last year, and looking to cement his legacy as one of the best wideouts to do it here in Olivesburg. Pickup of 3 here on first down. So the Cougars go back to the ground attack. And it's Raymer here again with the carry. His 80th of the year, approaching 500 yards for the season. Raymer again, stutter step, throws a stiff arm, and he's able to veer out wide. Turned what potentially could have been a loss of a couple into a decent pickup and a third and short situation. This is just all Aiden Raymer right here. Division, and able to shake free there of Austin Kolb, who came in. Got away from the sophomore and makes it a manageable situation here for the Crestview offense. They'll need right around 4 to get the chain gang back on the move. As this offensive snap will come from the 40. Heat comes on both sides and a quick toss out. Completion for another first down. Offense on the move here for the Cougars with Nolan Moore. His 13th grab of the year. And that right on par with what he's done just about every catch. That's a pickup of 9. He averages 10.1 every time he gets his hands on it in the passing game. Methodical drive here for the Cougars. Just on the outskirts here of the red zone. Moore comes in motion, fake to him. Kuhn comes opposite way. Little shimmy shake, and he gets upended, I think, by his own man, going up over the top of Jack Stevens. And it's a nice pickup right around 9 yards here for Kuhn. And I like this move right here. And boom, was Stevens that he got tripped up over. But an excellent pickup. Short yardage situation here on a second down. From the gun. Handoff straight ahead. This time it's Branson Hyder. And the junior is going to be a little bit short, I think. Just pounding it straight ahead. Crestview's had their best activity in the running game when they're able to hit the edge. Great speed with Hyder and Raymer, certainly. And they've found something, too, in the running attack with Gavin Barker here over the second half of the season. He's a bit more of their in-between-the-tackles type of dude. But they'll just put it in the hands of their quarterback, and it's a home and kitchen supply. First down yet again here for Crestview. Running back one more time. Show you Kuhn. He's just kind of ducking in. And moving the chains. Third time they've called Liam's name in the running attack. From the 20, play action. Kuhn to the perimeter. Heavy pressure, and he's able to whip it out there for a Crestview Cougar touchdown. How about the extra effort by Barker? He's been dynamite in the passing attack out of the backfield. His 12th catch and his second touchdown of the season in the receiving game. Show it to you one more time. Pretty stuff here by Kuhn to evade the pressure from Kolb, and then a little bit slippery down the field. And then Barker bursts in to make it a 6-0 game. This is Elise Belcher with the PAT. She will put it up and in. So the Cougars, great opening drive. They take a 7-0 lead here at home. Giving Cougar Country lots to cheer about.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Fresh off a 20-yard Gavin Barker touchdown reception, Crestview leading here at home tonight, 7-0, as they get set to kick it deep. Teed up here by Logan Fridges. And a very confident Crestview team coming out here and putting together a great drive. Only faced one third down as they'll kick it away. Here's Hayden Tobias. And he'll return it out across the 30. And now we'll get our first look at 3-year letter winner Hayden Keith. And this Western Reserve passing attack, far and away the best in the Firelands Conference. As I mentioned, more than double the amount of yards that Kuhn had to begin the night. See if he can match what Liam did on that opening drive and march his squad down the field. They'll come out 4 wide. This is a formation that they're very comfortable in from the gun. Cougars do just bring 4. They get some pressure, though. Keith tries to escape the pocket. Small window closes up quickly as he's dropped basically right at the line of scrimmage. And this is best case scenario if you're Crestview coming out and just bringing your front four. If you can get some heat without bringing some extra defenders, could be a long night for the Rough Riders. Fake it this time. Keith, left side, gets a little bit of a crease, and here he goes. Spinning, but he lost the football. Crestview's got it, and the Cougars take over. Recovered on the play by Lincoln Emery. Huge momentum shift after a nifty run, too. Check this out. Not a big crease there. He's able to evade through and then ripped out of there by Joe Kozowski. And Crestview back in business. Looking to take a 2-score advantage. Kuhn to the air, and it's going to be knocked down. It's Keith getting in there and making his presence felt on the defensive side. Always love seeing that from somebody that has a mistake offensively that's a two-way player. In basketball, the best terminology, maybe you've missed 5 shots, but you go out there and you lock it down, get a big rebound. How about a swat right there? Getting a couple of hands on it for the junior linebacker. Now 2nd and 10, fake to Raymer. Kuhn ripped down immediately. Caleb Carpenter busted through. And there was just nowhere to go. It's going to be a short loss. 3rd down and long coming up here for the Cougars offense. Off that left side of the defensive edge. Nobody really got a hand on Carpenter. And the 200-pounder bursts in and is able to sling Kuhn down a half-yard shy of the line of scrimmage. Empty set for the first time tonight. Kuhn back to pass. Just 3 of the late linebacker comes across the middle, wide open! 20-10 touchdown Cougars! 2nd touchdown pass of the night by Hayden Kuhn, and it's to Carter Goon. The lights strobing here at Scott Bailey Memorial Field. The horns are a-honking. They can feel it here tonight. Kuhn with a clean pocket, steps up, delivers. Nobody picks up Carter off that right edge, and he will skate in untouched. The homecoming queen on for the PAT, and Belcher belts it up and through. 14-0 Crestview leads it on the 2nd touchdown pass of the night. 53 yards to Carter Goon. The Cougars on the prowl here tonight.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Blazing start for the Crestview Cougars here at home in week number 9. Looking to get back into the postseason. Everything's hanging in the balance, trying to make it for a 6th straight year, and they have come out here motivated. Show you that last touchdown pass one more time as Kuhn, confident, still perfect so far. And 53 yards later, Carter Goon dives into the end zone to give the Cougars a 2-score advantage. Brian Skowronski here with you from Scott Bailey Memorial Field. If you're just joining us, a 20-yard Gavin Barker touchdown reception got the party started early on in the first quarter. And then after a fumble on the Rough Riders' first possession, after a nice lengthy run by Hayden Keith, and there's another one! Unbelievable! The Cougars back in business. A second fumble here tonight by Western Reserve. Crestview is all over it. And coming up with the rock, Logan Fridges, the senior, making a game-changing play. How about it? About a 3-yard run to the perimeter. And the Cougars just absolutely demolished the ball carrier to set themselves up. 1st and 10 from inside the 15-yard line. Just red hot here tonight. Just 3 offensive snaps so far here for Western Reserve. They have given it away on 2 of them. Definitely a recipe for disaster. One of my keys to victory for them was to try to quiet down this rowdy home crowd, get some takeaways of their own. Instead, it's a little early for the giving season. Even though after that Guardians comeback last night, I think maybe cue up the Mariah Carey with Big Christmas doing what he did. But other than that, you got to keep the gifts to a minimal right now. In danger of falling behind by 3 scores, but this one's loose. Kuhn able to fall on top of it. Just looked like it was mishandled from the jump. He'll go for about a 4-yard loss. And he'll set up 3rd and a while here for the Cougars. Kuhn just never really had a solid grip on it. Does the wise thing, dives on top, and keeps the possession alive here for Crestview. 3:45 and counting here in the opening frame, which has been all Cougars, as the scoreboard would indicate. Kuhn back to pass, a little bit of heat, zips it to the zone, and that's his first incompletion of the night. He's looking for Carter Goon just on the outskirts of the end zone. 4th down coming up. And it's at one of those positions, probably keep the offense out there. You can pick up a 1st down inside of the 4-yard line. Be like a 35-yarder, so they're going to elect not to do that and put the offense out on the field here on 4th down and 14. Here's Kuhn, feels the pressure, rolls left, throws to the end zone. It's a little underthrown, and the Rough Riders defense steps up and makes a play. They'll get the ball back, 1st and 10 after the 4 and out. Turnover on downs here by the Cougs. Another look, the heat comes from the right side. On the fly, Kuhn so close to connecting with Ringler. Definitely there was a window there, but he had that pressure coming from the backside and delivered a little bit low that time. Could be just a break that the Rough Riders need to try to get back in at 3:30 remaining here, opening quarter. Rough Riders will run it right side. And it's a decent run here to open up this drive to the left exterior by Jared Hipp. Call it 7 yards. And everything in the playbook open now on a 2nd down and short. This is what I was talking about pre-game and one of my keys to victory. Great position to be in, especially for the play-action game. They'll run it here. A little boot to the right. Keith will get strung down in the backfield. Sacked on the play by Crestview. Great pressure coming off the edge. It's Goon making an impact yet again. Be about a 4-yard loss on the sack. 3rd down, 7. Man in motion here for the Rough Riders. Somehow Keith gets away. He'll go long while wide open as Hayden Keith. Foot race cuts back here. And he'll get taken down, but not until after a huge first down. First of the night for Western Reserve. And this is just all Hayden Keith getting away from the pressure. Slings it on target downfield. And it goes for a monster gain. Call it 45 yards. Referees are slowing things down, just asking for the Crestview sideline to back it up a bit. As the Rough Riders looking to match with the score. Here's Keith, left side, puts his left foot in the ground and is able to turn up the heat. 12-yard pickup, and it's another Home and Kitchen Supply first down as they break inside the red zone for the first time tonight. Trying to get some points on our Simonson Construction Service Inc. scoreboard. Got the Cougars defense reeling just a bit here. See if they can step up in the red zone. They've played pretty well defensively down in this part of the field so far this season. Straight ahead with Hip on the ground. And the senior. 4-yard pickup. Barker with the stop. And could be the final play here of the opening quarter. Keith will hand it off. Left wing goes Landon Weigel. And the spot would indicate it'll be first down and goal coming up here for the Rough Riders. And you see Goon, gotta respect the running ability of Hayden Keith, who hung on to the football for as long as he could before offering it up. Looks like the Cougars might have jumped up front. And the penalty will go against Crestview. And there it is. Actually, a couple of jumps along that offensive front. And Chris Moore draws the flag. So Western Reserve will allow the last few seconds to tick off the clock. They trail by 14, but they're right on the doorstep. Try to make this a one-score game when we come back. Second quarter action just about set to begin as we flip the field and Western Reserve inside of the 5-yard line. After a penalty, got them half the distance to the goal. Looking to put a score on the board for the first time here tonight. Trailing 14-0 on the road, where the Rough Riders 1-2 so far this season. Would love to pull that number up to being 500. Under Coach Ty Stevenson, 7th season now for him. Going after win number 44 of his career at Western Reserve. This will be 1st and goal from the 3. Hip in the backfield. He'll be the lead blocker. Keith to the edge, and he spins into the end zone for a Rough Rider score. Big answer here by Western Reserve after coughing it up on 2 of their first 3 plays on the night. And it's back down to just a 1-score game. 3-yard touchdown run here by Keith. And it appears Western Reserve's offense will remain out on the surface. They will indeed go for 2. Trailing by 8. This to make it a 6-point game. Keith, stutter step, and he's got enough drive in the legs to put Western Reserve into the end zone. So the 2-point conversion good after this touchdown run by Keith to make it a 14-8 game. Western Reserve with a huge answer.
The score, the Cougars with 14 and Western Reserve Rough Riders with 8.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Tyson Ringler.
Following the score and successful 2-point conversion, Western Reserve kicking off for the 2nd time tonight, and that one will float its way over the boundary. So Crestview will have some solid field position. 4th drive already for Liam Kuhn in the offense, successful with touchdowns on their first 2. Stopped on 4th down the last time they had the football. I am Brian Skowronski here with you on the call, and I'm a solo act tonight. This is actually the first time I looked it up that I have called a football game by myself since 2021, so try to keep me entertained. Help me out. Drop me some comments. Let me know where you're watching from here tonight, as there's a tough run by Hayden Raymer. Probably should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage, but just kept chugging along for about a 3-yard pickup, as the Shakley Mechanical Inc. replay will show you. We're on YouTube channel 1 tonight, and then also on the Facebook. 7 live streams going down live and free right now on the OH.REPORT. So flip around, take in all the action, but certainly keep me company. Here's Goon. Another catch, and he's hit basically right at the sticks. So depending on the spot, this could be 1st down. Correction, this is Tyson Ringler with the snag. And with those military motifs, I might get a kid's name wrong once or twice more here the rest of the night, but I can tell you indeed that that is a 1st down for Crestview. Great spot as Kuhn goes play action, feels the heat, and he'll get slammed down in the backfield. Sacked on the play by Blake Welsh, as the junior was the 2nd wave of defense right behind Carpenter. And it was just kind of like instant pressure. Hayden felt it, sly enough to step up in the pocket to evade the first, but not that second line. 7-yard loss. And Crestview getting behind the sticks here. They'll put it in the chest of Raymer. Let Addison Raymer get in the loss of yardage and a couple more as he whirls his way for a 9-yard pickup to the outside. Third down and about 7.5 on the way here. Solid run by Hayden Raymer. Over 500 yards now on his junior season. And there were such high expectations for him. Over a 1,000-yard rusher last year as a sophomore. He's been good this year, but probably not up to the expectation that he or many in the area thought. As Kuhn throws one on the money, and here's Carter Goon spinning his way out of trouble, and he'll move forward inside the 40 for another home and kitchen supply. First down. Liam Kuhn, he has been phenomenal so far here in the early portion. Showing a lot of patience back there in the pocket. He hasn't had happy feet. And he puts that right where it needs to be. Carter Goon with another grab. They'll string it out left side. Raymer throws a stiff arm. And he'll be forced out. Easy 5 yards there. And do we have a flag? Extracurricular activity going on in the Western Reserve bench. No penalty. And you love just that high stride. The knees come up around the chest for Raymer and driven out. That's what Crestview fans were clamoring to get a penalty for. The referee, I think, kind of took his eyes off of the ball carrier and was more looking at the spot. Definitely could have been a late hit there. I tend to agree here with Cougar Nation. On second down, the throw, and again, he's got the connection. Another first down, and it's Ringler with his third snag of the night. Our player spotlight getting loose in the secondary, just breaking down, making it a tough tackle there for Chase Hipp. As Crestview has entered the red zone for the second time here this evening. Quickly up to the line, no huddle. Raymer somehow knifes his way right through the teeth of the defense. Didn't allow him to just bite down on him. It's all about this first move. Check this out. I'll slow it down. Whoop, right there. Nice little jump cut. Get himself out of trouble. And into that next layer of the defense. As he carries down to the 6-yard line. And sets up a second down and goal. Clock winding near the 8-minute mark here. Full back set. To the outside, cutting back against the grain. But meeting a couple of defenders is Branson Hyder. Looked like he might be able to march into the end zone. Late flag, though, does come in. We'll wait for the signal here from the referee, and then I'll spin back that replay for you. And another flag has just come in from the back line judge. So, let's just watch this. So Hyder to the outside. This is where I thought maybe he'd be able to take it in. A couple of defenders there to take him down. Keith with the initial contact, and the penalty was not on the actual run itself. It came after the fact. So a dead ball flag coming in from one of the line judges, and then the back judge as well. Like 20 seconds after that, tossed in a second hanky. Steve Haverdale's going to come over and have a word here with the head referee, and what a job that dude's done. Playoffs every season so far, looking for 6 consecutive trips to the postseason. A victory tonight for the Cougars would be 47 wins Love that statistic. So dead ball, unsportsmanlike, goes against Crestview. But wait, there's more. So this should be offsetting penalties. The down will count because they came after the fact. And we should be looking at third down goal to go here for the Cougars. Though they have, the spot of the ball is interesting. They've got it back to the 9. The ball should be on the 3-yard line. So this is what's happening. To explain, because they just did a nice job over the loudspeakers, they're saying that it's actually not offsetting penalties, so that's very confusing. They're saying that it's 15 yards against Crestview, and then it would be half the distance to the goal against Western Reserve, which would indeed put that ball at the 9-yard line. They know the rule book way better than me. I'm just in a position here as a commentator where I've not seen offsetting penalties actually be enforced. So it goes as a bad break here if you're a fan of the Crestview Cougars. A loss of 6, but they still have a goal to go situation here. Kuhn, play action, rolls right, gets away from Keith, lobs to the end zone, jump ball, touchdown! What a catch by Tyson Ringler. Well, actually, they're talking about it. Incomplete. Excuse me. Let's run it back and show you. I'll update the scoreboard here in a second. Beautiful job there by Kuhn to step up and throw this. And oof. I mean, we're probably a little too far away to make a determination about whether his foot's in or not. Crestview's going to take a timeout. I'm going to show this to you one more time. I'll slow it down as much as I possibly can. Kuhn again whips it into the end zone. Yeah, I mean, that right foot's probably on the chalk. So it'll make it 4th down situation. And with that, on the timeout, I will dive into the chat section and say what's up to my man Ronald Shasky out there. Says, let's go Crestview on Facebook. Jimmy Smith, the exact same sentiment, only he did not capitalize his first L. Ronald did. Only difference in that. And over on the YouTubes, Patty Rose. Great start for the Cougars, was it ever? Love the uniforms. I think they are representing all our veterans, and they are doing it quite well. Fine start here for Crestview. And it looks like they're going to try to throw another touchdown on the board. They will forego a field goal try. And roll the dice here on 4th down. 2 receivers set. Raymer in the backfield. Fakes left, comes back right, throws a missile, and that is good. This time, Ringler in there. The light show underway here in Olivesburg. Huge 4th down conversion. A little bit of eye candy, forcing the eyeballs to go to the left side. And that's a tough situation for Chase Hip, one-on-one with Tyson Ringler, who enters the zone from 9 yards out. Third touchdown toss of the night already for Liam Kuhn. And here's Belcher. She'll remain perfect on the night. PAT is pure. 21-8. Crestview extends their cushion back out to 2 scores. We'll step aside. We'll see if Western Reserve can answer when we come back.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
A lot of action coming at you live and free right now from Olivesburg. 4 total touchdowns, 3 though belonging to the home team, as Crestview is out to a 21-8 advantage. Brian Skowronski here with you on the call, along with all my friends out in YouTube and Facebook. 70 of you all watching together right now. There is a ton going on our airwaves, and of course we got the Guardians going down tonight as well, as that slips right through the butterfingers there of Hip, and it'll go out of bounds. So it'll be the worst field position of the night for either team. And whoop! Referee said that it bounced out right about the 15-yard line. And that is where Hayden Keith and the offense will set up shop. 1st and 10. Keith had a 3-yard touchdown run the last time that Western Reserve had the football on offense. Still 7 minutes, 32 seconds remaining here before we would reach the halftime break. 2-back set. He'll toss it to one of them, and this is Hip. Merge into the outside, as he'll get flung down after a decent pickup. Go for 5 yards here. Nice look on our Shakley Mechanical Inc. replay. And if you need service on your furnace, heater, any of that stuff, as it's starting to get a little bit chillier out, certainly give Amy and the gang a call over there at Shakley. Rough Riders check their wristbands, and this is what they come up with. Keith having to duck his way out of trouble, and then tackled from the backside. Nearly was a sack or a loss on the play. Looked like Fridges was able to pull the Superman, drag him down that time by his ankles. And it's enough for a home and kitchen supply. 1st down. The wiggle, the elusiveness of Hayden Keith has been on display on more than one occasion. He'll fake it this time, call his own number, but a whole pack of Cougars there to greet him in the hole. If there even was one. That thing closed up in a hurry. Boom. 3, 4, 5 dudes, all conversion to help make the stop. No gain, 2nd and 10. A lot to play for here tonight. Western Reserve just 1 loss so far in Firelands Conference play. So they need a little bit of help as the pressure comes. It's Fridges! And he'll close the door in the backfield. Back-to-back tackles by number 18. And Keith goes down. Big loss on the play. He'll backtrack for 11 yards. And whenever you hear that bell ringing, that means it is 3rd down here in Olivesburg. A lot of ground to cover. They need the 34. Man in motion, looking left, coming back right. Keith throws it. It's a bit too tall. Ringler off his chest. Almost had another monster takeaway. Would have been the 3rd already for the Cougars tonight. And certainly it looked like they wanted Hayden Tobias. He was wide open. Hayden elected to come back the other way. And Brexton Freilich just was not able to leap to that third story and try to pull down what would have been an unbelievable catch. Rough Riders will have to punt it away. Looked like Crestview got a little chunk of it. This will be taken by Ringler. See if he can escape. Keeping his feet for a while. Minimal return, but 100% effort that time. Show you the punt though, and I'll slow it down. I think that Crestview was able to get a paw on it. Yeah, for sure. Totally changed the trajectory of the punt, rather. And it gives solid field position here to Crestview. Kuhn has been slanging. I think he's only misfired once so far here tonight. He'll be back to pass. Empty set. And thought Raymer potentially got down and dirty and pulled that one in off the tip. Read nicely here by Will Taylor out on the perimeter as he sunk back in coverage. And then Raymer nearly pulled it up before it got down into the turf. Of course, the announcer's jinx as soon as I credit all the completed passes that Kuhn has had. They'll fake one way, come back the other. Raymer had a nice hole to shuttle through. And he'll gallop out for a gain of 6. Cougars will need 4 on a third down. Solid block by Montgomery Klein, the sophomore, moving to the second level. And just opening up a bit of a window that time for Raymer to climb through. Full moon overhead here tonight in Olivesburg. Spooky season is among us. Clock down to 1 on the play clock. They do just get it off in time. They'll move the pocket, and he'll throw a dart. Another first down as a sliding Carter Goon able to make a phenomenal catch. Bring Ringler in motion. Sucks the defense over just a bit. And then Goon able to lay it out. And those red gloves snatch up the rock for a big first down. Inside the 30 now. Pro set. Raymer not able to get away from all those kids in blue pants and white uniform tops. He wanted to try to break it to the outside. Had a couple of enemies waiting for him. Submarined. Austin Kolb went down low. Got a piece of his shoe. Limits him to just a 1-yard gain. Only 3 minutes away from halftime now. We'll have your 89 Homes band show coming up. We'll also have some stats and information for you guys. Give you some scores from around the area too. As we'll get a timeout taken by the Rough Riders. It'll be their first charge timeout ahead of this second down. So I'll jump back over into the chat section, see if we got some new comments coming in. What's up, Tracy Keever Cunningham? All capital letters, and I gotta emphasize this because there are not 1 or 2, but 3 exclamation points. They say, "Go Cougars!" with a football at the end. Destiny Bird cheered on Crestview as well over on the YouTubes. You guys are awesome. Let me know where you're watching from, though, here tonight. Are you in and around Cougar Country? Are you watching from the state of Ohio? Are you hanging out on a beach? Maybe you're on vacation right now, escaping some of this cold weather, even though it's beautiful tonight. 53 degrees. It's clear. You can't ask for much better Week 9 football temperature than what we have right here. It'll start getting extra crispy as we get closer to playoff time, but for right now, Mother Nature cooperating. She has given us a picturesque night just on the outskirts of Ashland. Fake by Kuhn, rode it out as long as he could, and he'll shoot forward out to the 23-yard line before he's taken down by a pair of Rough Riders. 5 yards shy of what they need to get the chain gang back on the move at the 18. As Crestview just on the outside of the red zone looking in. They'll break the huddle 2 wide. Ringler here on the near side. More up top. It's Raymer. He's got the carry. He's got the first down and more. As he shakes out of bounds here on the Crestview sideline for a home and kitchen supply. First down. Raymer to start the day. 78 carries, 476 yards. You love the average, 6.1 yards per carry. And he has been into the end zone 6 times. On pace to go over 100 here tonight. He's done that on 2 occasions so far this season. As Ringler comes in motion, and they'll give it to him this time on the jet sweep. And how about Tyson maneuvering his way down around the 10. Big time pickup. 6-7 yards. As the clock stops, showing 2:09 right now. Not sure why. Looks like it's an official timeout. They're huddled up, and they're having a conversation right now with Coach Haverdill. No timeout was taken. And the play clock's not rolling, so this kind of benefits Western Reserve perhaps more than it would Crestview. If the Cougars were to get in for a score, it would give them probably a little bit more time to work with, and then they still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. As we're sub 2 minutes to go now. Ringler back in motion. They'll fake it this time. Kuhn trucks his way. Quarterback on quarterback action right there as Hayden Keith comes up to make the stop. Had he handed that off, it certainly looked like there was blocking forming to the outside. Must have been a design quarterback keeper all the way, because even the blockers there on the boundary kind of slowed down their momentum. It's still a 2.5-yard pickup by Liam Kuhn. 3rd down short. Only need a yard. It'll be the tush push. And it's plenty enough for a home and kitchen supply 1st down. Though we've got a Rough Rider down right now. Injury timeout. Crestview coming over to the sideline. And you see the injured player on the field down in the background getting some treatment. So while we've got a minute, let's take a look at what's going on right now in the Firelands Conference. So as mentioned, Western Reserve still very much have a pulse in this thing. They and St. Paul, both 4-1. Monroeville, of course, perfect on the season, 5-0 right now in the league. The Eagles will host St. Paul in week number 10. That's a great rivalry battle that obviously will decide a lot here in terms of how the Firelands Conference standings are all played out when it's said and done. Certainly would need a little bit of help. Need an Eagles loss here over the next 2 weeks. But Western Reserve still has a chance to pop up and win the league. Here's what's remaining for them. They'll be at New London next week. Wildcats returning to 11-man football. Great to see them back in the Firelands Conference as well. Just a really head-scratching loss at Winford early on in the season. The Royals did have a huge win last week. Huge in terms of the amount of points, as they knocked off their cross-city rival in Bucyrus by about 50, I think. But it's been a tough season otherwise for the Royals. So other than that one, kind of what you would expect. Outside of how poorly they performed on the road over at the Eagles' lair, I mean, absolutely clobbered. 48-0 in that game a couple of weeks ago. Bounced back nicely as they had their regular season finale senior night against South Central, put 41 points up on the Trojans. Just a solid season all the way around, though, for the Riders. So they put up a lot of points. All right, Crestview coming up next week. They will have senior night against Mapleton. We've always got you covered here at Scott Bailey, so we'll have that live and free. We'll have that pregame coverage as well. This is huge for them in terms of the playoff standings, which we'll show you coming up in the third quarter, and just how close Western Reserve is with a victory to clinching a playoff spot. I think they do, actually. They control their own destiny. Crestview, they have to win the next two just to have an opportunity to slip in, and certainly would go on the road probably against the number 1 or 2 seed in Division 6, Region 22. So we'll talk a little bit more about the different scenarios and what that means in the second half as we return to action here after the injured player is up. And they'll do a counter play. It works to perfection as Crestview is back into the end zone. It's Barker for the second time tonight, this time on the ground as he motors through for a 3-yard tutty.
Number 25.
Barker, such a versatile threat out of the backfield, inside give, and actually knocks down his friend on the way. But sometimes by any means necessary, and I'm sure he'd tell Caden Stutz, you know, didn't mean anything by it. Just trying to get in. Belcher continues to be perfect so far here tonight on the P.
The Athletic Boosters.
Fantastic start here at home tonight for the Crestview Cougars. 28-8. They now lead it with just 65 seconds remaining here in the opening half. We'll show you the touchdown run one more time. Barker into the end zone for the second time tonight, and knocking Caden Stutz out of the way as he trucks into the zone right in front of the student section. The theme is America tonight down there, and I think that plays well in anywhere, small town USA. This certainly would fit the bill here in Olivesburg. And they've had a ton to cheer about so far. Their offense has been humming. 4 tutties in 4 possessions, and the one that they got stopped on, they were in the red zone. Flag comes in right on the point of contact as Chase Hipp, the junior, is down. He's right on the Rough Riders sideline, so he won't have to go too far to receive medical treatment. Show you what happened. The flag came in basically right on the hit. Felt like it was a clean hit on the initial contact, A second player came in over top. I don't know if they're saying that it was unnecessary roughness. Yeah, it definitely looks like it. Okay. So I'll play it one more time. You'll see the first initial hit. That's okay right there, but it's the player who flies in on the top. And that draws a flag. So that'll certainly help here as it pushes him out to about the 39-yard line. Flag flies immediately. Keith on the fly, and he has his connection. Throw on the run, and it's Freilich. Cougars saying they have the football, but were they offsides? A lot to unpack right here. I think it was a legal shift potentially against Western Reserve. They will accept the penalty, so obviously not ruled a fumble on the field. Yeah, unquestionably down was Freilich. So I'll back him up 5 yards like it never happened. 4 wide. Hayden rolls right, pressure coming backside. He'll lob it out to the far sideline. Chase Hip with the grab. And that's a nice completion. About 11-yard pickup on the gain. Second and short, and more importantly, they get out of bounds, so the clock stops. Moore forces him out. And the 2-minute operation continues here. Keith with the fake, pressured. He'll stroll out of the pocket. And he'll get hit over on the far sideline. Out of bounds. Just waiting to see. I'm not sure if the Rough Riders had to call a timeout or not, but they did say that he was out. So the clock stops. 20-point differential right now. Western Reserve trying to do something about it. 28 ticks. Keith near side. He's going to launch one deep. It's a little underthrown, but how about the acrobatic catch? Hauled in, and Hayden Tobias is down now. But he made a great adjustment in midair and has his offense set up at about the 33-yard line. Big time right here. And I love Keith. He kind of had the short one, and I think his eyes pulled up the defender. Might have just knocked the wind out of him. Helmet is off, though, here for Hayden Tobias, as we've got another injury timeout. So as they take a look at him, we'll go ahead. We'll jump the gun a little bit, and we'll look at what's going on right now just in terms of Division 6, Region 22. Crestview, the Cougars are sitting right now at the number 20 spot. Western Reserve, you see, at number 9. So we'll actually have to get these updated. This is just through week 7. But it's not a whole lot different from what we have right now. I think Crestview still is at number 20, coming off of the loss, and Western Reserve jumped a spot. Right now, I think that they're at the number 8 location. So Tobias was able to hop up. He's fine. But the clock runs down to 16 seconds as Keith takes it. Rolling right. Throws to the end zone. Actually, it's bobbled. And it was a little shy of breaking the plane. Intended target was Chase Hip. And it falls incomplete. Cougars on the back end of that had a chance to try to scoop it up out of the sky. Gave his guy a chance. I thought he was going to take him into the end zone. It's a bit underthrown. Coverage on the play that time by Nolan Moore. Make it 2nd down. A lot of time burning. 9 seconds remain. Still 2 timeouts for Western Reserve. Timeout taken by Coach Haverdill. Crestview has 1 more. And I have another opportunity to find out that Destiny is watching from Ohio tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Fizzbill is watching from Austin, Texas. Enjoying what he's seeing so far from the Cougars, or she. And over on Facebook, Pam Gee, go Cougars, she says. Linda says, looking good, Cougars. Keep it going. Dondi Fitch, go Cougars from Trumbull County, a 1979 alumni. Appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, and more specifically for giving me something to talk about during these breaks. Love the comments. Keep them coming all night long. Plenty more action still to come here live and free tonight, including the 89 Homes halftime report that includes band performances by both Western Reserve and, of course, the hometown Crestview Cougars. So we'll have both of those coming up. 9 seconds still remaining, though, for this Rough Riders offense. And this could go a long way to determining the game. If they can get some points here, would really change the scope of things. 3 backs. Keith rolls. He's hit. He lobs. Intercepted. Crestview with their 3rd takeaway here of the evening. So it will shut down the drive as Dylan Burge, the junior, takes this one out of the air. We'll show it to you again. Wearing the number 11 tonight. Made a great break on it. Had to pay the price a little bit, as you see he goes absolutely sideways on the grab. But it ends the threat, and it gives Crestview the ball back. 3 seconds to go. Probably just nail this down and take it into the half. It has been a great one. If you are a fan of the Cougars, a lot of you out there are here tonight. 28-8, they lead in number 10. Come on, give it up for your All-Ohioan. Big-time performance by Liam Kuhn so far through 2 quarters of action, as he's got 3 touchdown passes and only a few incompletions so far on the night. We will step aside, and as promised, halftime performances by each marching band. I'll have some stats, some numbers, a couple of scores from games around the area, and all sorts of, I don't know, just fun stuff coming up here live and free. So keep it locked in. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Picking up new hobbies such as cooking is another manly way to avoid depression and reduce stress. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to make my world-famous guaco mahogany. First, mash up 5 or 6 of these green things. Then add hot sauce, this lettuce stuff, these red things, salt, some of this stuff, and limes. And finally, bacon to taste. Delicious.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Song comes from our Blazing Show, performed this year. It's a 2008 tune that became a favorite of sports teams. The Royals, Rockies, and Orioles all used it as a batting walk-up song. It was also used as a theme for the NHL and WWE Raw. This Nickelback song is a hard-hitting swing tune. Here is Burn It to the Ground. more Monty Brazil for those amazing solos. And now, the 2025 seniors chose to close the show tonight with another song from the 2021 Royal Show that features the alto saxes, tenor saxes, and mellophones, including seniors Lincoln Monroe and Lindsey Sprouse. Elvis Presley was the king, and this is one of his most enduring songs. The WR Band comes down front with Heartbreak Hotel. Please give it up one more time for the Western Reserve Pro Fire Marching Band. Thank you, Crestview, and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Hannah Wolf, Ethan Villa, and color guard instructed by Kennedy Noddenmaker, we now present to you the 2024 Marching Cougar Pride and band members. Tonight, the Marching Cougar Pride presents two high-energy legends of funk and soul, Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Here is Crestview 2024 Classic Hit Show! The Marching Cougar Pride opens tonight's show with a hit from the 1970 album Chicago 2. This iconic song became one of Chicago's most signature tunes, known for its unforgettable brass section and rhythmic intensity. Give it up for the Marching Cougar Pride's performance of 25 or 6-4. and fire hitting. A fan favorite for its energetic horn lines and funky grooves, this song showcases the powerful blend of jazz, R&B, and rock. Here is the Marching Cougar Prize performance of September, joined by the 7th and 8th grade band. Released in 1972, this hit from their album Chicago 5 is a celebration of life's simple pleasures and became a timeless favorite. Sit back and enjoy the Marching Cougar Prize performance of Saturday in the Park. marching Cougar Pride would like to congratulate the Wrestling Reserve Marching Band on a fine performance. Good night and go Cougars!
Tonight's high school football broadcast brought to you, good folks, live and free, thanks to all these generous sponsors that you see on your screen right now, including Shakley Mechanical, Inc. It's that time of year. Schedule your furnace inspection and maintenance with Shakley Mechanical today. What are you waiting for? Baker's Pizza is going to be your MVP sponsor. They are the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join them today and check out their pizza of the month. 89 Homes, building homes, earning trust since 1979. Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. So life hasn't been all sandalwood and sunshine lately. Visit mantherapy.org today and get your free head inspection to see if it's time for a checkup from the neck up. Men are better men when they are happy. Scout Construction Services, LLC. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information. 419-989-7240. Ask for Josh Mobley. Tell him I sent you. Maybe he'll give you a discount. Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. And Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. We'll be right back with your 89 Homes halftime report. It's halftime here in Olivesburg. 28-8 right now is the count as some of the young Cougars are being honored out there on the playing surface, watching their high school squad do some serious damage. 4 touchdowns and 5 drives so far here tonight. I'm Brian Skowronski here with you on the call on the outskirts of Ashland, and what a performance so far by Crestview, getting off to a phenomenal start. They score on their opening drive. They bleed 6 minutes off the clock. They take it down. Gavin Barker with a 20-yard touchdown reception. After a fumble 2 plays later, 53-yard hookup. Carter Goon takes it into the end zone just a minute and a half later to make it 14-zip. Then Hayden Keith and the Rough Riders offense would start to get it going a bit. First play of the second quarter, he trucks in from 3 yards out, would make it a 14-8 game. The rest of the second quarter, though, would belong to the Cougars. Tyson Ringler on a 4th down play, a big one, caught a 9-yard touchdown pass, and then Barker got one in from 3 yards out to put us where we are right now. Show you a couple of the halftime numbers. Individually, been giving Kuhn a lot of props, and deservedly so. The junior quarterback just misfired 5 times. 163 yards. This is a kid only averaging 105 passing yards per game. He has gone well over that already. Entered the contest with 5 touchdown passes in 8 games, 3 in the first half alone. Awesome stuff. And he's had 2 favorite targets. Tyson Ringler, 4 grabs, 53 yards. He got into the end zone as mentioned. And then Goon with that big touchdown catch to go along with a couple others. He's at 82 yards so far. And that score, Gavin Barker, a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown so far. So Crestview offensively, I got to imagine this is one of their best halves so far, most complete halves of football. And I think especially considering the competition. A 6-win team in Western Reserve, and no disrespect to the Firelands Conference, but it is pretty bad near the bottom when you start looking at how many points per game the likes of South Central and New London are giving up. So those are get healthy, get right type of games. This one figured to be a big test here tonight for Crestview, and so far they have passed with flying colors. You got to give them an A+ for their performance so far through 2 windows of 4. But they will kick it off, and it will be Western Reserve who will get the football here to start the second half, as that will put a bow on our 89 Homes halftime show. Thanks so much for watching. Let's get back to the live and free football action. Kickoff sent deep, and he'll take a hop and out of the back of the end zone. Hayden Keith, a lot of work to do. He is far and away the leading passer, though, in the Firelands Conference so far this year. And with his rushing performance in the first half, he's over 800 yards now on the season, too. Got him for his 13th rushing score of the year. But they're going to need him now with his 1,700 pass yards to do a lot of damage to try to get them back here into the game, trailing by 20 points. They'll start at their own 20 after the touchback kick. And the differential right now is pretty on par with what Western Reserve has been doing so far this season. As it's Keith for a pickup of 2 here on first down. And what I mean by that, they haven't been in a game that finished closer than 21 points since week 3. So Rough Riders have been in a lot of blowout contests one way or the other. And a few updates here at the half. Coming up after this second down run. Nice little wiggle back inside for Jared Hipp. And he puts his head down for about 7 more. He'll be stopped just a bit short of first down yardage as he leans in. Third down short coming up here for the Rough Riders, going without a huddle. But the highly anticipated game over at Shelby tonight. They're 8-0. They are hosting Ontario, who also undefeated at 8-0. Braden DeVito going head-to-head against Bodpen Miller as they flip this out. And, oh, what a nifty shake and bake by Freilich to escape and pick up a first down. Or did they move the chains on the last one? Sorry, I was looking at these score updates coming in. But it's 22-21 right now at the half of that one. Shelby leads it by a point. Mohawk and Cary locked up in a monster Northern 10 clash for first place in the league. It's 14-7 right now, Mohawk on top. Golden Knights of Northmore 35-0. They lead Cardington at the break. And Fredericktown is up 14-7 right now in their showdown with Danville, who I think actually the Blue Devils just tied it. So I'll start paying a bit more attention here to this Firelands Conference showdown because lots at stake. We talked about it in the first half. Western Reserve, they're not dead just yet for the Firelands Conference crown. Monroeville's 8-0. They're perfect so far in the league, but just a game back, as is Norwalk St. Paul, who has 1 loss in the league, and that coming to this very team right here in the white and blue uniforms. So if they were to get some help, they could also tie for a league championship. As we're going to get a flag, and of course that was going to be an illegal motion against Western Reserve. So right now reaching for first down yardage are the Rough Riders, but it came from the wide receiver here on the near side, jumped the gun, and Coach Haverdale is going to take that infraction. As we do have a Cougar down right now. Training staff out onto the field. Not 100% sure who is in agony. Looks like Haverdale's going to go over and take a look. So we'll look a second time here at the Week 8 rankings. And as mentioned, not up to date. My apologies. I needed to get these one more week. But this is through 7. I'll go ahead and I'll pull up Joe Idle right now. That's where we get all of our numbers. So shout out Joe. He's phenomenal at this. But I'm almost positive Western Reserve jumped up a spot. Crestview is still 20th right now in the region. But I'll find out for 1,000,000% sure. Western Reserve actually in the 7th spot. They do control their own destiny. That we know. A win, and they are in here tonight. 2 wins in a row, and they would for sure clinch a home playoff game in Week 11. Crestview is sitting at number 20. The best I think they can do is to sneak into the number 14 spot. So 14, 15, or 16 is all that's on the table right now for the Cougars. But they would love to keep the playoff streak going, and a victory tonight goes a long way of doing that. Can't get a whole lot of bonus points next week against Mapleton. After the penalty, on the move, here comes Keith near side. He's going to get smacked, but completes to Tyler Wood. And the catch is made for a Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Well done that time by the junior signal caller just to keep the play alive. So he has to get away from Barker. Catches a nice block, though, on the edge. So you got to give some credit to Landon Weigel, too, opening it up. And then standing all alone, Wood, the junior, hauls it in. And the chain gang on the move as the drive stays alive. Clock stop, 9:23 to go here in third quarter action. Keith on the run, and it's underthrown, picked off for the second time tonight. Bad pass. He had a man wide open if he would have thrown it deep, and Crestview with their 4th takeaway here of the game, changing the entire complexion of how things are looking, as it's Joe Kosaski with the pick, and a late flag does come in, but I think it was after the play had already been determined. We'll show it to you one more time. So here's Keith on the fly. The pressure's not quite there, and you see not only just 1 or 2, but about 3 steps behind the defense for Dom Edwards, but it's underthrown by about 5-6 yards, and it allows Crestview to come away with the theft. Referees are huddled up and talking about it. I did not see a flag, actually, until coming in after the play, but there's one sitting right at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. So potentially they are pointing at the Crestview side. Let me just roll it back one more time. I'll slow it down. What do we see? What do we see? I mean, there's no contact anywhere. Maybe on the well, no, that's 2 Western Reserve players colliding with one another. I thought maybe it would be a chop block or something, but that has to come at the line of scrimmage. I don't know. We'll all find out together. Personal foul, targeting against Crestview. But when does it occur? Okay, so it looks like it was Tyson Ringler who had that block. If that's what they're throwing it on, it certainly didn't look like a target to me. And it sent one Western Reserve Rough Rider into another. Whoa. So what was a return back to the opponent's 40? I mean, that's a 40-yard penalty. Crazy. From the gun, they'll put it on the ground in the hands of Raymer. He'll fight out across the 20. Limited space. As it goes for maybe a gain of 1. Not a lot there that time for Aiden Raymer. He had a nice first half. 56 rushing yards for Crestview in the first 2 quarters. And now they'll toss it here near side. Go for a couple more. This time it's Branson Hyder with the carry. But it quickly becomes 3rd down here for Crestview. Cougars offense will need 6 to keep this drive alive with a fresh set. As the clock winds now, under 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Crestview has forced 4 takeaways so far here tonight. Can the offense keep it going? Ringler turning upfield, reaching near the 30. Hard-nosed run that time by the senior. His 3rd carry tonight. Thought that he was going to be brought down by Keith, and then puts his head down here, reaching out near the 30. He is marked a half-yard shy, so it's going to be 4th down, maybe 2 lengths of the football here for the Cougars, and they send Liam Coombe and the offense back out onto the field. Big gamble right here for Crestview. Inside their own 30, and I think they jumped. I think Crestview went a little bit early. They tried to go with that tush push or brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, and it ends up being a false start. See, the fullback jumped about a half second early. It's Gavin Barker, and now the punt unit comes on. So the Cougars will have to give it right back to Western Reserve after coming up with their 2nd interception to go along with 2 fumble recoveries. And the pressure on Barker. I think potentially that we saw Will Taylor get a hand on it. As it'll roll dead at the 35. Keith and the offense will come on and take over from there. Big pressure off the outside. Taylor probably didn't look like redirected that one, but he gave enough of a spook to force, you know, kind of an off-target kick, a rushed punt for Barker. And it'll bring up a new drive here for the Rough Riders, their 2nd here of the 3rd. Hayden Keith, who started the day with just 6 interceptions through 8 weeks. A pair tonight. And he'll toss it, going opposite way. Jared Hipp turns into a crowd, and he'll get leveled right at the line of scrimmage. Cougar secondary getting off their blocks, coming in and crunching Hipp right there at the 35. No gain. Single back set. It's Hipp. Fake it this time. Keith instantly in trouble. He'll lob it out. Able to get it to Weigel. And he'll get driven back after picking up 8. Nearly had disaster written all over it. Quick break off the edge. Hyder got there. Just an athletic play to get it out of harm's way by Hayden Keith. But the bell chimes. It's 3rd down. Crestview's defense trying to get off the field. 3 receivers, 2 to the top of your screen. Dual back set here Weigel to the right hip. Hyder off the inside. They'll fake it. And slipping through a couple of creases. Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Picked up by Hayden Keith. Just getting slippery, slithering through. And he'll gain 5. Offense trying to break into Cougar territory here on this play. Keith back to pass. They've got the screen set up. And it'll go for 3 or 4 yards. Collision from the backside. I think that was Bronson Rose who came in and read this pretty well. It's actually Carter Goon making the stop. As the Rough Riders go without a huddle yet again, back up to the line quickly. And they'll run it here near side, cutting back his hip. And Jared able to scoot through a couple of arm tackles for a Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Tough running yet again by the 5'10", 160-pound senior. Right here. Just turns his back and able to carry a defender for about 2-3 extra yards. That was Rose on his back. It's a fresh set. Blitz coming. Cougars can't get there. But it's out of reach. Too far out in front of the intended target, Chase Hip, as it falls down to the turf. Keith recognized that the pressure was coming, knew he had to get it out quick. Junior just overshot his intended target to the outside. Be second down coming up here from the 41. Trips to the near side. Tyler Wood flanked out wide. Keith on the move, continues to roll, points, and he's got a completion for a first down. Big hit at the end of it. But give a lot of credit, a tough catch made there by Freilich. Freilich with over 30 catches on the year. He eclipses the 600-yard mark, too. Tops in the Firelands Conference. And he's been a big play threat, averaging more than 19 yards per catch. As they'll throw this one out quickly into the hands of Chase Hip. What a tackle made by Ringler. Nowhere to go. And the second best tackler in the Firelands Conference. Shows why he has been so sturdy all year from that position. Ringler started the day with 72 tackles. Far and away the leader on the team, number 2, Stevens with 54. Be second and 9. Official timeout. I think the play clock didn't reset, so they'll rewind that. As the clock winds now, 3:15 and counting. We've only had 2.5 possessions so far here in this third quarter. Each team had 1, and now the Rough Riders in the midst of their second. As Keith to the edge. And again, I think that was Ringler trying to shed off a block. And he gets in on the stop. No gain on the play. Basically, right where they started 2 downs ago. Western Reserve's going to need 10. Certainly 4 down territory here inside of the Crestview 30. 4 wide receiver set. Lone back right now is Weigel. He dots the I. He'll stay in pass protection. Keith hurls a missile, and he's complete. This one will be short by a couple of yards. But again, they'll probably go for it here on 4th down. That's Freilich with another catch on the drive. And he's able to gather 6. Cougars given a little bit of space. Now they'll come up. Looks like they're playing man-to-man. One really shallow safety. Keith throws it. It's tipped. Nearly caught, then almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Trying to find Chase Hip. And the Cougar defense takes over as they stop them on downs. Keith fading to his left, puts it up, and man, he had his target. Branson Hyder skying up to the second level. Got not one but two paws on it. Disrupts. And now Crestview takes over with their second drive of the third. 3 and out last time. Be looking for more here. Pressure coming off the blitz and a lot of room to the outside. Here's Raymer. Brought down shoestring tackle, and an important one made by Dom Edwards. Because if not, certainly looked like there was a lot of green formulating on the perimeter here. See him coming from his safety spot, and yeah, probably saved him a good 10, 12 more yards, or who knows, when you get this speedster out into open field. No points yet here in this third, as Barker spins and then gets blasted. Weigel came up and delivered some boom, the sophomore. You could hear that one from up here. Inside give Barker, and you love the spin move, but you don't love the linebacker. Boom! Heat-seeking missile. But he's out to the 30. 3rd and 2. Cougars will have to run a play as the play clock now showing 8. Loaded backfield, everyone in tight. Barker comes in motion. They'll hand off in behind him. Spot's going to determine whether or not it's a first down or not. But I do believe that Branson Hyder's got one. Maybe not. Still looking at this thing. They're going to flip it over and say Home and Kitchen Supply, first down. Just tough running. All the big boys in there trying to move the pile. And that will indicate the end of the third quarter. Nobody getting on the board. Crestview enjoying a 20-point cushion. They'll have the football and a first down when we come back.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
We have reached money time here in Olivesburg. Fourth quarter action. Full moon overhead. And the Crestview Cougars looking to claw their way to a fourth victory of the season. They'll begin the fourth quarter with Liam Kuhn skating to the perimeter. And he dives forward for another Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Rode Aiden Raymer for as long as he could. I thought that he handed it off. Drew in the defender as Carpenter bit. And then to the outside, wiggled his way around Edwards. And a nice gainer out to the 45-yard line. The clock, the best friend right now of the Cougars, already enjoying a 3-score cushion, and they are in no rush to get up to the line of scrimmage. Play clock already fading down to 5 as Kuhn comes under center. And they'll run here near side, and Raymer knocked back. Again, it's Weigel coming up with the fierce collision. That boy knows how to hit. Gets his pad level low. And a long way to go in his career. Just a sophomore, 5'9", 180 pounds. Good size already, too. For Western Reserve, a lot to play for here tonight. But Crestview as well, trying to keep that consecutive playoff streak going under their head coach. Haverdale, 6 seasons, 5 playoff appearances, trying to get there again. Flag comes in late as there's nowhere to go for Aiden Raymer. From the backfield, might be a face mask. The indicator is that this will go against Western Reserve. Referees huddled up talking about it. That is going to be the case. See if we can spot it here on our Shakley Mechanical Inc. replay. Likely on Tyler Wood. Saw Raymer go spinning after that contact. Just of the 5-yard variety, though. So they'll trot it off just north of midfield. And they'll replay second down. Full backfield yet again. Barker, the lead back. And Kuhn letting the play clock trickle down. And actually, after they reset, there's still 25 seconds on it. They'll go with the counterplay. It's loose. It's on the floor. Western Reserve thinks they've got it as Hyder never was able to squeeze it. And the Rough Riders are in business. Big break here for Western Reserve after the face mask penalty. It looked like a decent delivery there from Liam Kuhn. Branson Hyder just never was able to secure it. And now a huge opportunity gifted on the first giveaway of the night for Crestview. It was 4-0 in that category. And every second matters here. Huge possession. Rough Riders got to get some points. They'll go deep, launching, and nearly intercepted. Broken up on the play that time by Moore back in coverage. And you got to start taking some chances if you're Western Reserve. That was exactly the case right there. As Keith just loaded up and went for it all. He's underthrown a few times, though, with the deep ball. Another case in point right there. This time he'll move the pocket, rolling right, throws that way, tipped, and knocked down. Bring up 3rd down and 10. Back-to-back incomplete passes now for Hayden Keith. And excellent coverage. It's Moore again. Back-to-back breakups for number 8. Critical 3rd down coming up here for the Rough Riders O. 3 receivers to the right, 1 here in the slot to the left, and they'll put it into the hands of their bruiser Weigel. Great play call. 1st down and more. All the way down to the 37-yard line. Using the aggressiveness of Crestview against them, as you saw Barker vacating his spot. Comes on the stunt. And it was just drawn up to perfection. Great call on the play by Coach Stevenson. Back to pass. A pump fake. Barker looking to make up for it. He got the first connection, and then we'll level him on the second opportunity. A little help from Logan Fridges. That'll be a loss of, I think, a dozen, as Barker comes in off the edge. Tried to wrap him up. Got down low and almost escapes again here. Second opportunity for Barker. And he brings him down for the sack. Huge loss on the play as they're back on their own side of the turf. Need the 28 to pick up the first down. Barker again coming off the edge. Keith lobs over the top. Big collision. Was it a catch? Don't think so. I think the contacts wiggled this thing loose, as you saw Freilich get absolutely battered. So it does come out of his clutches, and what would have been like a 3rd and 9 makes this a whole lot more challenging. 23 yards needed, and definitely 4-down territory no matter where you are, as Barker overruns him. Keith launches deep, again underthrown, but it finds its intended target. Wood brings it in for the monster first down. Hayden Keith probably should have had a touchdown. Wood sneaking in behind the defense, and the junior launches up to bring in a massive 40-yard connection. Now hip to the outside. Jared strung out. Gets down his shoulder pads as he blasts for a couple of extra yards. Dylan Burge with the stop. Second down coming up after a pickup of 4. Quick snap. They'll run it again near side this time. Weigel maneuvering out to the 7. 2 more yards picked up here by the Riders. And they'll get back up to the line of scrimmage quickly, as they've done for the bulk majority of the night. Play call coming in from the sideline, a lot of hand signals. Keith and company have to get a touchdown here. Rolling right, Hayden to the end zone, pump fake. Has to come back here near side, catches a block. Keith directing traffic, throws, and it's picked off right at the goal line. Read by Barker. And he brings it back all the way out to the 30. Excuse me, that is Tyson Ringler with the INT, the 3rd of the night off of Hayden Keith. Replay catches it just right at the end. Big play by Ringler. And a big congratulations from his coaching staff. Potential game clincher right there. Cannot come on the road and give it away 5 times and expect to come out victorious. And especially when you have not won here in this building since 2012. It's been more than a dozen years, and looks like that will continue. Cougars seeking their 5th consecutive win in this head-to-head as well, so they have owned Western Reserve here of late. I think might have lost a half yard here. Aiden Raymer on first down. But the most important number outside that scoreboard is that 6:45 and rolling, as the Cougars looking to win their 9th out of the last 11 meetings here tonight. In prime position to do so. If we had some OH Report analytics, this first down would certainly tip the scales even more in Crestview's favor. Chain gang on the move, and a fresh set from north of the 40. Nice run that time in between the tackles. I think that was Naomi Gearhart. Tough for me to tell. They've mostly been featuring Raymer, Hyder, and Barker in the backfield. They've got someone new, or did on that last snap. They'll toss it near side. Quick move by Raymer to the edge. And he'll slide down, tackled on the play. Weigel made the stop. It's right at first down yardage. Weigel delivers the blow up top as Cole got him down low. And it will be another Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Currently remodeling my bathroom. Looks great. My master bathroom. Took out a closet, extended it. I'm going to have a new shower. Can play baseball in. Can't wait. On first down, straight ahead, the up man. I do not. Oh, it's Marcus Chasey. That's who's had the first down run, and now a big one here. 8-yard pickup. 2 carries now on this drive for Chasey. As Kuhn and company on Military Appreciation Night, wanting to show all the veterans and current military members that they're playing hard on their behalf. Chasey again rumbles forward. He'll move the sticks. First down and more. 7-yard pickup. He's got like 25 yards here on this drive. Cougars trying to close the door. Slam it shut right in the Rough Riders' face. Be big playoff points for Crestview if they're able to do so. This time the turf monster gets the chasing before he can take it to the edge.
The Crestview Educational Foundation is committed to giving our seniors scholarships and also teacher training.
So we're under 4 minutes to play here in fourth quarter action.
Be sure to stop by the Crestview Guidance Office and ask about.
And we're starting to get to that time of the game where we got to start thinking about who we're interested in bringing up here to have a conversation as your Baker's Pizza most valuable player. Drop me a comment. Let me know. I thought Hayden Kuhn was exceptional. Hayden, it's his older brother. Liam Kuhn was exceptional in that first half. And he's done a lot of nice things here, too, just managing the game in the second. He's not had to be good. They had the 20-point lead. They built it. And now it's about their ground attack. Try to end things here at home. Sharp run to the outside by Raymer. And Aiden's going to make this a 3rd and short. Need less than a yard to pick it up. And if you're Western Reserve, can probably all but see the writing on the wall now as a lot of hands on hips. And just a tough spot to be in, already trailing by 3 scores. The interception down on the doorstep and 5 giveaways on the road. Just disastrous. Cougars looking for their 4th win in the last 5. But the ball again on the turf. Second time it's come loose. Just trying to make the exchange to the ball carrier. And 3rd and half a yard now becomes 4th and 4. And you see Barker's expression. I don't think he was anticipating getting that. Coach Haverdill's going to let this wind down until the play clock reaches 0, which is 5 seconds from now, and then probably burn his first time out. That indeed will be the case. So I'll check in with you guys out there in Facebook land one more time. What's going on, Brandy Pear again? She says, way to go, Dylan. Alicia Miller, go Cougars, watching from Dayton. Be down in Dayton for state basketball championships coming up here. And, well, we got some time. End of March, right before my 40th birthday. It kind of feels weird, I got to say. I've been not dreading it, but it's going to be a strange day when I finally hit 40 and I keep looking in the mirror. More gray hairs are popping up routinely. It's starting to show. Beth Shakley McKinney cheering on the marching Cougar Pride. They did an awesome job. She also says, go Owen. Beth earlier, too, just cheering on the Cougars, as is Pam Gee. Linda likes the way they were looking, and certainly in that first half, there was not a lot that you could complain about. Crestview was great. Daniel Hosak over on YouTube Channel 1 is watching. Says, put Lane in. I believe that's the backup quarterback here for Crestview, Lane Robinson. I think it's still a little too tight to do that, even though time is just about out. Pickup of 3 on 4th down, and that'll give the ball back over to Western Reserve. Only a minute 46 remaining. So the Crestview defense, they have held serve against a team coming into tonight that was averaging 33 points per game. They only give up 20 on the flip side of that, so Crestview going to alter those numbers. But Western Reserve, as we talked about in the pregame, their best win so far on the season coming against St. Paul, who, granted, a team who just beat Crestview last week in an absolute thriller by 1 point, game-winning score, 26 seconds to go. Outside of that, have not played a team with a winning record. And St. Paul doesn't have one. Just Monroeville, only team on their schedule. And that was at the beginning of the month. And they just got roasted 48-zip in that game. So the schedules have certainly made for 2 different-looking seasons, as the Cougars will just have their 4th victory. But I would venture to guess that if Western Reserve were to play it against the same teams that Crestview did in their preseason, or non-league, I should say, they might be in very similar situation. It's all hearsay. A couple more yards. Bring up 3rd down and short. And I think wisely, Rough Riders are just willing to get out of here and admit defeat. Hasn't been their night. One too many giveaways. Backup quarterback Colton Migros on the field and handing off here to Cooper Rowe. So the future of Rough Rider football showing a little spark here down the stretch. Rowe with a nice run in between the tackles as he gets skinny and slithers out beyond midfield for what could be the final play of the night. But with the JVs in, maybe give him a chance for one more. Final play, direct snap. Migro And he'll be brought down. That is how the game is going to end. Crestview with their 5th consecutive victory in this head-to-head matchup. Pick up win number 4. Their 9th win in the last 11 meetings against the Rough Riders. As Western Reserve dips to 1-3 on the road this season. And of course, they'll be back on the road in Week 10. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we will hear from your Baker's Pizza MVP. Hit me up. Let me know who you think should come join me if I get a vote, and I should get one. I think I got to go with Liam Kuhn. Like what we saw from him in that first half. We'll hear from him or someone else after a commercial timeout, plus your 89 Homes postgame show. All still on the way.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
Picking up new hobbies such as cooking is another manly way to avoid depression and reduce stress. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make my world-famous guaco mahogany. First, mash up 5 or 6 of these green things. Then add hot sauce, this lettuce stuff, these red things, salt, some of this stuff, and limes. And finally, bacon to taste. Delicious.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Tonight's high school football broadcast brought to you folks live and free thanks to all of our generous sponsors, including Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. 89 Homes, building homes, earning trust since 1979. Shakley Mechanical. It's that time of year, folks. Schedule your furnace inspection and maintenance with Shakley Mechanical today. Baker's Pizza, the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join them and check out their pizza of the month. Home and Kitchen Supply, the one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. Life hasn't been all sandalwood and sunshine lately? Well, visit mantherapy.org today and get your free head inspection to see if it's time for a checkup. From the neck up. Men are better men when they're happy. Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. And Scout Construction. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more info. 419-989-7240. With that, we'll be right back. We'll have your MVP on the way. We're back now with our most valuable player, presented by Baker's Pizza. Liam Kuhn, 9 of 14, a $163, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a big win here tonight. Let's begin there. You guys were a late game touchdown last week away from making it 5 in a row Talk to me about the confidence and how this team feels like you guys are performing now as we're heading in to the end of the regular season.
The confidence felt good this week and last week. It was a heartbreak last week, having that loss in the last seconds, but we didn't let that bother us. We came back better, stronger this week. We wanted to beat Western, and we knew it was going to be a tough game, but we knew we were capable of doing it.
28 points for you guys in that first half. You had 5 drives. You scored touchdowns on 4 of them. You sling it for 3. The best performance that you've had offensively all season long, statistically as a passer. How good did that feel to get in a rhythm, get in a zone like that, and find a bunch of different targets in the passing game?
It felt great. Having a rough start to the season, with the passing game, was not what I was hoping for. But I've been getting more confident and getting more in my element these past couple weeks, and it feels good to have those touchdowns and those yardage because I work hard every day for them.
Yeah, didn't even have to throw a pass in the second half because you guys had that 20-point cushion. And your defense, they were phenomenal tonight in terms of the takeaways. 5 turnovers is what they produced. What can you say about the Cougars' defense tonight being on the prowl and taking a Western Reserve team that had been putting up almost 35 a game and really keeping them in check?
It was great. Every time they came off the field, I was giving them pats on the backs for letting me go back on the offense and getting us down and scoring. And having them get those takeovers were really important because that helps us win those games, and capitalizing those on offense is also important.
So you get win number 4 in the season. You're back here. You get Mapleton in week number 10, and a win, and potentially you can get back into the playoffs again for a 6th straight year under Coach Haverdale. How much of a talking point has that been, just trying to keep that streak alive? And, I'm sure you guys would love to be still playing in week 11.
Yeah, we would love that, and we've been talking about it all week. We knew we had to win this game to have a chance of making it in. If we didn't win this game, we knew we were going to be out, but that's what pushed us even stronger and harder this week, was knowing that we could beat this team, and having the opportunity to win next week also is going to be huge for us to become a playoff-bound team again.
Well, you take care of business tonight. You at least check 1 box. Congratulations on a big win. Give as many shout-outs as you'd like, Liam.
I'd like to shout out my offensive line and my defense and my wide receivers for doing their jobs, and my family.
All right, Liam Kuhn, your Baker's Pizza MVP.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Casasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Casasa.
It's the 89 Homes post-game show back here in Olivesburg, where it is a 28-8 victory for Crestview. The same score that you saw at the half, and the Cougars pull it off as they keep Western Reserve and the best passing offense in the Firelands Conference very much under wraps here tonight. Brian Skowronski here with you to put a bow on tonight's game and give you a little bit of perspective on what this means moving forward. So, as I was mentioning during the contest, Crestview now 9-2 in the last 11 meetings, 5 straight victories over the Rough Riders, and they still have not beaten Crestview here on the road since 2012. Big opportunity for Western Reserve to put themselves in the driver's seat to clinching not just a playoff spot, but a home playoff game with a win here tonight. They're unable to do it, but they still control their own destiny. A win, and they are in next week. And for Crestview, They're going to have to wait and see. They'll need a little bit of help, but we'll check some of the numbers tonight on the Friday Pigskin at 11:30 p.m. You can watch it live and free on our Facebook and main YouTube channel and see how much of the ladder they climbed. They're in the 20th spot. I think this victory, bare minimum, leapfrogs them over Convoy, Crestview, and at least one other team to where they're probably sitting at 18th or so, and they will need a win over Mapleton coming up in week number 10. That is what you see on the horizon at New London for Western Reserve. You anticipate the Rough Riders not only will win, but will win big in that one coming up in week 10. So pretty much punch their ticket into week 11. Crestview's going to have to wait and see, but you love what you saw from them here tonight, and especially in the passing game. Heard from Liam Kuhn. He's only thrown 5 touchdown passes all season long until tonight. He gets off for a 3-pack in the first half. Gavin Barker had that big catch, 20 yards on the ensuing drive after a turnover, 53-yard connection with Carter Goon. That eclipses the biggest pass that he had all season of 51 yards. Then Hayden Keith, he responds. Western Reserve drives down the field. You're like, okay, now we've got a game. It was 14-8 at that point, but back-to-back touchdowns by Crestview, and the defense doing what they did tonight would keep Crestview out in front as they win it by 20 points. Ringler got into the end zone. Barker with a touchdown run to go along with his receiving touchdown rounded out the scoring for this action here tonight. And just great to see Crestview back to their winning ways. They had those back-to-back undefeated regular seasons not that long ago, just a couple of seasons removed from that, when they were Firelands Conference champs in 2020, outright in 21 and 22 last year. A bit of a stumble, a young team, a lot of sophomores out on the playing surface starting. And they're grown up and starting to really turn a corner here with wins in 4 of their last 5. That will wrap up tonight's show, though, here in Olivesburg. For the final time, 28-8 the score. And victorious are the Cougars here in this one. You guys watched it all live and free, thanks to Simonson Construction, 89 Homes, Baker's Pizza, Shakley Mechanical, Home and Kitchen Supply, Scout Construction Services, LLC, Sutton Bank, and Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. For my cameraman, Dalen Goff, coming off of the boat from fishing all day and helping me out in a little bit of a pinch. Do appreciate him. I'm Brian Skowronski saying so long here from Olivesburg. I will see you on the Pigskin coming up live at about 11:30. I'll see you in 2 hours on the air. So long for now.